when you asked that question, I first thought my pet.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then you're like, no. And then I was like, my fiance. And then I was like,
Obvious
oh, we can't
answers.
use
Throw them
those.
in a bag, and then
Yeah.
what else? Yeah.
And that photograph is the first
Yeah.
thing that came to mind. Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me today. I've got Marin, Ireland, and Amir Arison talking about Dope Thief, which comes to Apple TV Plus on March 14th, 2025. It is a tense thriller with a great cast, obviously, some really exciting moments, and some twists and turns along the way. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm especially excited to talk to you, Marin, after you scared the hell out of me in The Dark and the Wicked years ago. I've been waiting to talk until now, so here we are.
Well, you're welcome for scaring you, I guess, or I'm sorry, whichever is more appropriate.
That's probably, you just apologize for my electricity bill. The lights didn't come off for like months, but so first question, I think this is appropriate for you two. Are you cops? Because I think you have to tell me if you are. Are either of you cops?
In real life?
Yeah, right now.
Right now. Well, we can't tell you that. If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
Well, it might be worth it for the publicity, but so I mean, this show was awesome. Like the story is crazy. The entire series has been so good. How did you get involved in this? Had you heard about this, the true events in this story before, or did you just come across your desk and you're like, I have to be in this. I have to play one of these characters. And I guess we'll start with you, Amir.
I got an audition appointment, really simple, through the front door. And there was no script that was available for the audition. I just saw a quality pedigree. He was described as DEA and ASAC, Assistant Agent in Charge, and was very kind of cut and dry. And so I didn't think too much of it. I did get one note before I auditioned. The casting sent a note like literally moments before audition. They said, "Oh, and make the character fun." So I was like, okay. And I had to run. I was doing a play at the time, and I was like, okay. So we started it, and I just threw in some jokes. I just did material, and the character was quite dry, and so I threw in some dry humor, and honestly didn't even know what I was getting into. And then my manager called me and said, "You're getting this." And then I got the script, and I was like, and I knew I landed on something very fortunate.
That's awesome. I love that you like had to do a little improv on the fly and it worked out. Marin, how did you get involved in this?
Yeah, I had to make a tape for an audition, and the sides I had to do, I don't know if this will be a spoiler or anything, but I had to, the sides were a character using in the electrolarynx. And so and the note I got was like, just use your regular voice. And I was just like looking at the sides and like, just use my regular voice for an electrolyte. Like, what is going on here? Like, so I had like, I remember holding like a lighter or something up to my throat and, but like, but I didn't understand what the context was. I didn't have the script. I didn't know anything. It was crazy, but I thought it was really funny and really great. So I was thrilled.
Yeah, that's exciting. You didn't try to like robotize your voice, like hello.
No,
like...
because it was serious stuff. What I had to say was, so I had to just sort of like just stick a thing in here and pretend. It was ridiculous. But
so it had to be funny. You had to be serious. I like that. I like that contrast there. This series also has a scene, I like this, where one person has to pack up their belongings really quickly and they choose to get their records. Now, if either of you had to like pack up your life quickly and could only choose like one treasured belonging, let's not say a family member or a pet, like one treasured belonging, what would you choose? We'll start with you, Marin.
My dad made one of the things I have from my dad is a little turtle that he made in elementary school. It's a little ceramic turtle, and I love that thing, and I love thinking about my dad when he was little, and that is something that I would take with me. This little turtle my dad made in school.
That's very sweet. What about you?
There was an old beat up black and white photograph of my mom in 1947 being born in a refugee camp with her parents who I never got to meet. When you asked that question, I first thought my pet.
Yeah, I know.
And then you're like, no. And then I was like, my fiance. And then I was like,
obvious answers.
We can't use those.
Throw them in a bag, and then what else? Yeah.
And that photograph is the first thing that came to mind. Yeah.
I love that both of you have cherished like sentimental, items from your parents. And the last question: this series is kind of about a side hustle. I'm just curious, do either of you have side hustles, things that you know might not be well known for, or maybe don't want people to know? And we'll start with you, Amir.
Well, I do play in a fantasy basketball league.
There you go. See?
There we go.
$40 entry fee, and I have won a few years, so I've won a few $100. So that would be my most. I spent a lot of time researching my fantasy basketball. I had Wembayana this season, and he just got hurt, so my championship aspirations have diminished, and it's a very sad moment. But I'm still in it to win it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the thing I've been doing for 11 years that gives me joy, that I can earn some pocket cash.
Yeah. I used to, recording audiobooks, I used to think of as a side hustle because I didn't do it very often. And I've been doing it more and more since the pandemic. So now it doesn't really feel like a side hustle, but it is a completely different side of the business and totally different people I'm working with. So it still feels that way to me, even though it doesn't really count. I know it's not totally, like outside of the thing, but it's totally different people and a different energy and different vibe. So I still feel like that's a side hustle, even though it doesn't totally count.
Yeah, no, that counts. Both of those are awesome. You can check out, you don't see those side hustles, but you can see a kind of side hustle. And you can see there's kind of funny character and Marin's very serious character in Dope Thief, which comes to Apple TV Plus on March 14, 2025. You should definitely check it out. It's a fantastic series. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.